Although the outcome may still be in dispute for several days, Ukraine appears to have lost its bloodiest battle with Russia over the eastern city of Bakhmut. A top Ukrainian commander is admitting his troops now only retain, quote, an insignificant part of the city, as Ukrainian troops now try to advance and surround the city. On Sunday, Russian state TV claimed mission accomplished while broadcasting images not verified by NBC of soldiers waving Russian flags. Satellite images from 2022 and this month show a barren wasteland where 80,000 people once lived before the war. President Zelensky addressing the battle in remarks with President Biden at his side at the G7 summit, as the U.S. announced $375 million more in military aid, and Russia warns Western nations against providing the F-16 fighter jets that the U.S. has now green-lighted.
They destroyed everything. There are no buildings. Bakhmut is only in our hearts. There is nothing on this place. So, just ground and a lot of dead Russians.
And joining me now from the city northwest of Bakhmut, from Kherson, I believe, NBC News foreign correspondent Molly Hunter, and Ben Rhodes, former Deputy National Security Advisor to President Obama. So, Molly, what's the latest? As you were reporting earlier, this is in dispute. Russia is claiming victory. Do we know yet what really has happened there?
Yeah, Andrea, and we're joining you from Kharkiv. Actually, it's just about 130 miles north of where Bakhmut is. We're very close to the Russian border, 25 miles from the Russian border. It's Ukraine's easternmost city. And I think it is in dispute. But when you really dig down into the official statements, I think it's going to come down kind of to semantics. So over the weekend, as you just laid out in your intro, you have the Wagner mercenary chief, of course, Yevgeny Prigozhin, whose fighters have been on the front line of Bakhmut, really handling the fiercest fighting in that city, block by block, lots of high rises, really brutal urban warfare. He claimed total control of the city's center. You have, according to Russian state TV, Putin congratulating Russian forces on Sunday for their victory. And then today, what the Ukrainian officials are basically reframing it as a battle for the outskirts of Bakhmut, that they are pushing on the flanks. Andrea, I think what is so interesting and what we are going to be watching for in the next 48, 72 hours is Prigozhin said he was going to pull his Wagner mercenary forces out of Bakhmut on Thursday. The question then is, does it kind of twist Moscow's arm to fill in those reinforcements? So will Russian regular forces fill those gaps? Will they hold that defensive line? Will Ukrainian troops see that as an opportunity to kind of push in from their positions on the outskirts of the city? And Andrea, of course, President Zelensky is returning home to Ukraine today after his weekend in Japan, very triumphant weekend in Japan. So it'll be very interesting to see what moves, if any, happen now that the president is back in country. I've just got to add, of course, look, for the last 9 months, there have been a lot of questions about the strategy of Bakhmut. This is not a particularly strategic city for either side. But on the Ukrainian side, Ukrainian military leadership have long said that what they're doing is keeping Russian forces busy in a protracted battle so that elsewhere Ukrainian forces can really organize and rearm, apparently, for this pending counteroffensive that we've been hearing so much about, Andrea.
Ben, we also saw such a fallout over the Wagner Group's leader, Prigozhin, and the, military, the official defense force there, in terms of who has Putin's ear. And it was an extraordinary fallout. And I don't know how significant that is as a setback for the Russians, but is this a big setback in terms of the propaganda value and with the situation on the ground before Ukraine tries with its new offensive?
Yeah, well, first of all, there have been some, pretty extraordinary, unusual developments in the Russian offensive on Bakhmut, in the sense that you had the Wagner Group, essentially a private mercenary force controlled by this oligarch Prigozhin, not just throwing its men at this, but pulling people out of prisons. Remember, this is the place where you had kind of human waves of convicts just sent to the front line, very dark. And it highlighted this kind of fractured Russian command where you have a formal military, but in Bakhmut, a lot of the fighting has been done by Prigozhin. Now, on the one hand, I think that points to a kind of disjointed Russian command structure where in a major war like this, you wouldn't normally have not just a private military force in your highest profile battle, but Prigozhin himself continually taking shots at the Russian command structure and kind of undermining the military and trying to build himself up. In the past, we've seen Putin kind of take advantage of people trying to curry his favor. But that's not what you want in a war. This is not a case where this is Putin playing politics inside of Russia. And so I think what remains to be seen is whether Prigozhin will be a part of a kind of combined command structure, or whether he's going to say, I delivered you Bakhmut, I'm pulling my guys out, I'm going to go back to focusing on other parts of the world where Wagner's been in the lead, like in Africa. This is a real question for Russia going forward. Can they unify their command structure?
And how important are the F-16s? Certainly not for the spring offensive, because it's going to take months to train and finally get them delivered. And it's still not clear what countries are going to supply them, because they are in relatively short supply.
No, I think that's right. I mean, look, first of all, in the immediate months ahead, weeks and months ahead, we've been waiting for this Ukrainian counteroffensive. That's not something where the F-16s are going to come into play, because it's going to take months to just train the Ukrainian pilots on these things. What the Ukrainians need is longer range artillery. They need a lot of small arms. Look, the Ukrainians talk, I think, rightly about how they've bled Russian forces in Bakhmut, but Ukraine used a lot of artillery and a lot of small arms there too. And that's what they need urgently to support and sustain a counteroffensive. I think the F-16s are a signal, however, from the United States and our allies that we're in this for a longer haul, that precisely because there's a longer timeline on the delivery of these F-16s, it's a message that, what Putin was kind of hoping is maybe we'll support the Ukrainians through this offensive, and then everybody's going to be tired of supplying them. I think this sends a message, an escalatory message from the West, that no, we're in this beyond this offensive. And these F-16s, we're going to have to figure out where they're going to be delivered from within Europe. But this is going to give Ukraine yet another capability on the back end of the offensive that's coming. So it was mainly a political and diplomatic burst of momentum for the Ukrainians. I think the battlefield, the tanks and artillery that they've been receiving in Ukraine, that's what's really going to matter in the months ahead.
And quickly, Molly, is there still a larger attacks from Russia as there had been last week?
Yeah, Andrea, actually, as we talked about all last week, Kyiv is now a city really under siege, 3 major waves just in the last week. And we got to Kharkiv yesterday, Andrea. The sirens really have been just continuing constantly. So certainly, as there are losses on the battlefield, as we've talked to military analysts, we will see kind of more of that really significant aerial bombardment. And certainly that is what the capital has been seeing in the last week, Andrea.
Molly, thank you so much. Stay safe. And Ben Rhodes, thanks to you.